So if you've been following along, yesterday's videos was all about bearing down on search and rescue, hoist missions, and the search and rescue airline. Things aren't that much different. I've got a little bit going on here. The charter VIP service is only 3 missions away. Rotorcraft side of the ball game is still exactly the same. And if you would believe it or not, in our missions, I should have a drum roll at this point, but I'm just going to continue to keep using my good man over here to give us a great big thumbs up, because guess what? Yep, that little search and rescue diet is still large and in charge. I'm telling you, it's worse than Weight Watchers at this point. We get the Masonville all over again. We're out in the ocean with Kate. And, of course, you know, the one down in Australia is still there as well. You got to take the long way around because Microsoft sure is doing the same thing. All of the missions are the same. I have these repeating daily, and those are the only 3 I'm allowed to consume. So I've been forced to open some different things up, and we're taking a different path. We're going into the medevac field. We're going to do this with a fixed-wing aircraft for the first time, and we're going to see how this goes. I know that there is a possibility to have multiple airlines, so having one of these set up on the back end of things might not be a bad thing anyway. I could actually run this via AI and just see if that makes us some money at the same time. I know I'm going to be in the fixed-wing side of things just because that's a great source of income. So why not just keep expanding it and get as many of these specializations unlocked as I possibly can? It's a good-looking aircraft, I will say that. This thing is great. It handles really nice. If you've flown one of these before, it's a pretty enjoyable little aircraft to fly. I don't mind it. Not one bit. I do mind the fact that we are still not doing search and rescue missions through an airline, but we all know that I went dead broke in 3 days when they took $911,000 out of my account for insurance that I wasn't using while not in sim. That worked out to be real good. I happen to love this airport too. I don't know if you've flown here before. If you're going to recognize it, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't. Courchevel. This place is one dynamic little runway. It is just straight downhill. My graphics are coming in chunk-a-lunk because I haven't been here yet. I might just let this thing cool down for a while. We'll see. I'm going to go with it. Get those chocks removed. We're ready to get inside the old ambulance service. Chunky graphics. But again, that is the simulator loading in all of those graphics, making sure we have a face full of door.
Happy to work with you and Dr. Bonnefoy. I've heard about our patient's case. Glad to play my part in today's mission.
We're going to go quick and dirty. We're not even going to go through it. We're just going to Control E this guy on. Start her right up. Right there. He's got those galaxy eyes. The way the eyes look in this simulator, is it just me or is it creepy? It cannot be just me. Let's go ahead and request some boarding.
We're ready. Start boarding patient. Acknowledged initiating patient transfer.
Brand new set of graphics. Haven't seen these before. I love the purple and blue camouflage little khakis. What was that all about? What was that? He's not getting that at the Gap. Let's see. We got a Control E to start it up, but we're still not starting the aircraft for some reason. If we could, please, let's fire it up. What do we got going on here? Let's turn on some lights. A little bit of strobe, some nav, some beacon. We'll turn the power outlets on back there so our team can keep working on those guys.
Frenchman of 28, out for a wander near Portugal ski station. Sad wipeout after hitting a bump on the slope. Pierre's father, Philippe, is with us too.
He's still weak, so fly carefully, please.
Yeah, we're gonna fly as carefully as we can. Let's go ahead and announce our taxi.
Lima Foxtrot, Lima Juliet, traffic SAR, Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 90810.
I have a feeling using the autopilot here is going to be the smoothest method of flight for this. Let's go ahead and set a heading bug here or something. And also get our CDI from local back onto GPS. Making sure that flight management system is doing its thing. Altitude select, we'll push this up quite a bit. I think the maybe 12,000 marker should be at least something to start at. What's going on, Nutty Nut? You found a couple more search and rescues by fast traveling to airports. Man, I have done this multiple times, like literally live streaming with people. I've paid probably close to 30,000 credits at this point to fast travel to spots with absolutely no success, and I'm still just on this 3 mission a day diet. 1 mission per day. What? Interesting. I have had quite the different experience than you. Thanks for stopping in, though. Good to see you here. Welcome back. Go ahead and taxi this thing out. You got to remember that this airplane does have a featherable prop on it. I have perfected the art of the 3 search and rescue missions that we're getting on a consistent basis. I will say that. Waiting to the right moment to actually kind of go through some of those mission steps actually seems to help. Instead of doing it as soon as it comes up, wait till you get a little bit closer. Alright, so this is dinging me for stuff already. Go America. Take off from runway 4. Sorry, there's no other runway. We're going for it. We got a life on the line. Down the slope we go. Can never go wrong with taking off from Courchevel. Absolutely love this airport. Let's get in here and making sure we're doing our Y indent for a climb, even though that flight path is way over our head. Our EFB over here says that we're going to be making a left-hand turn and going through that climb a little bit later. You can see the EFB's information is not being transferred into that center piece of glass there on my control panel. Console thingamading. Just want to keep an eye on that. You can even see that the GPS is going in the wrong direction. So I think getting into the flight plan here and maybe doing something like a direct to might be pretty important at this juncture. Flight plan is right over here. Let's see here. Where are we headed? We got the PR. Oh, it's been so long since I've used this aircraft. So much fun when you just jump into a brand new plane. More than just cold and dark, but old and dusty. And then they put up, yeah, I have these up there on purpose. Because, you know, I got to kind of reach out to that hearing impaired community out there. I kind of like having those closed captions up on screen for these. So in this flight plan again, let's see if we can see our next. Oh, this is. Yep. Who's new at this? All of us. I'm so horrible at this. I can't figure out whether it's the... There we go. One little glitch at a time. Just a little bit. A little dabble do ya. I don't want to be on the hold. There's the destination. We're just going to click direct. Activate that. See that GPS come swinging on into place. Trying to keep up with ATC while we're doing this. I haven't really been paying too much to their altitude, and a lot of the times when I've been doing some of these airlines missions, their arrival, getting into the pattern is, it's not right. They had me coming in a Vision jet like 9,000 feet over the runway to get onto final. It was great.
125. 425 for SER Heli 241.
Like one mission per 20 that you've purchased, so they're rare, but they're out there. So when you're doing that, Nutty Nut, are you actually doing that relatively close to the hot zones where you already see other missions, or are you going further away?
SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 90810 line approach QNH 101 tree radar contact. Continue to IB 18Z.
Let's get this nav mode on. Let's get this autopilot cranked up right here. Click and Alt hold. She should be swinging around, slowly bringing my hands to a center stick configuration so I can make sure that autopilot's taken over. And then I can just kind of hands off the controls right here and just manage some speed for a minute. Talk to you guys a little bit about your path. Has anyone started a search and rescue airline yet? That's what I want to know.
SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 90810.
They want us to get an expedited climb to 11,000. Let's go ahead and dial that in. This is something else that they will do too, is they'll kind of make you go on a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. It's back and forth between 15,000 and like 22,000. It gets a little bit ridiculous. So I've just been sort of taking the pilot's view of it and going about what should be done. Let's go a vertical speed, bring the nose up just a little bit. Maybe something like, we'll try 600 a minute. Sit back, relax. Crack open a nice cold Coca-Cola. I am not sponsored by Coca-Cola. I'm just enjoying one as we speak.
India Mike Sierra 90810. Please expedite your climb 11,000 feet.
Good stuff. I've also stopped using the sim rate increase and sim rate decrease unless my cruising altitude has already been met and I have a pretty excessive amount of distance between my waypoints, because that does seem to throw these missions into a little bit of a seizure. They take a little bit longer in these prop planes, but once you start doing those Vision jet runs, that thing can move. You know, you're pushing some good speeds. Maybe do some cooking while your plane's just on autopilot. Take a little nap. I don't remember if you guys know who our man Boss Man is, but Air Boss Man did a long haul trip. And he was so tired doing it, he was like, I'm taking a nap. Left the stream going, left the airplane on autopilot, went and took a nap, got back up, and hopped back in his airplane, finished things up. Talk about a dedicated pilot, you know. That guy not only has some really good hacks for the DLSS frame rates, He's a dedicated pilot, and he's dedicated to getting that content out in front of people, man. If you don't know who he is, make sure you go check him out.
Regular checks during the flight.
Not a bad looking airframe. You can get behind it or in it. I'm on board. How many ways do you want to spin that? Spin it. Come on, man. These are really bad jokes. Wow. It's been a long day, apparently. A long day of not getting search and rescue missions unlocked. I just spent a pretty good portion earning that six-figure little bank account, but it has been enjoyable. We got our flight pad back up here. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a descent. 21 nautical miles. We should start bringing her down a little bit. We're at 10,000 now. Let's bring this down to about 6. Even though they haven't told me to yet, I see what's coming. Let's go ahead and start that
SAR Heli
vertical
241
speed.
India Mike Sierra 90810, descend and maintain 6,500 feet.
Not too far off. Called that by about a 500-foot difference. I'll take it. And I'm definitely going to slow this rig down a little bit too.
We'll have to make adjustments to gear.
SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 90810, acknowledge last transmission.
Yeah, I heard ya.
Descend and maintain 6,500 foot SCR, Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 90810.
Let's keep slowing this thing down a little bit. I just want to nose in a little bit more, and let's see here. If I am taking runway 18, I'm going to want to get out of this autopilot configuration now and get back into a heading bug, and I'm going to start swinging this around a little bit to the north of my 18. There we go. And let's change that from nav over to heading. Spin that partner around and around. See what the graphics look like from inside here. What kind of med equipment did they bring with? No one's paying any attention to them, but we got some equipment on. Oh, wait, blank screen. I don't know, I think we might have lost our survivor. Oh, he's got his eyes closed and everything. I think we lost him, guys. It does say no smoking, though, so rest in peace, my friend. Her head is literally wearing the fuselage. That's great. Brought your file cabinet with, just in case you needed to do some paperwork along the way. I like the bungee cords in front. Look at the reflections on these glasses. Interesting. You can actually see the instrumentation out front in his glasses. At least we brought some medical equipment on this aircraft. If you remember, inside of that search and rescue H-125, that's just a bare metal floor, and all of our crew just gets to kneel down, and so do our survivors. We didn't even bring band-aids. You can definitely tell I am cashing in some new data here.
Okay for you?
Affirmative. Please fly as
This
steady
is
as
getting
possible.
chunky funky right now. Good thing I started that descent when I did. Start to get that speed back up a little bit now that we're down here. We can start to just kind of maybe 120 that.
On a dock.
Start to bring this heading bug a little bit more to the west. Try to go
You
just
need to
shy
keep
of
stable
north.
cabin pressure to ensure accurate readings. Plus, you have to keep that plane level and altitude steady.
Stabilize the aircraft. Okay. Oh, I'm getting green check marks for everything.
We're clear, Captain. Captain, nice job here is okay now. Please keep this cruising altitude.
Don't you worry about a thing there, little lady. We'll tuck you in nice and comfy. I'm also curious to see, and this is the biggest reason why I wanted to stream this incident right here happening live. I'm very curious to see if accomplishing one search and rescue mission, transport mission, however you want to word this, in a
Doctor.
fixed wing.
Do you need any assistance with anything?
Just having you here is a great thing, but
I
thank
want
you.
to see if it triggers anything for my search and rescue missions and we get those super hyper populated areas again. Should be able to start making a little bit of a left turn right now. Let's get that heading bug. Just gonna spin that 90. Hold on tight back there. Gotta love the way the lights kind of transition through the space. The ray tracing in this is so much different. Alright, we can see their flight path coming into sort of making sense again. If I could set up my 2D world one more time. Runway 18. I'm gonna kick our heading a little bit further over here to more to the south. Try to. I think I'm coming at that the wrong way, a little fella. I want to come in a little bit more this way. I'm still learning. I'm doing some advertising while I'm up here for our ambulance service.
If you feel any turbulence, don't worry, it's normal.
I don't think our survivor's feeling much. They might not even be a survivor at this point. They are eyes closed. So, you know, we've got an interesting predicament here with these mountains on either side. So I want to go pretty far along just to get a good idea of what my approach is going to be. It does say that I have the option to do a skip to descent at this point, but I don't know if they're going to drop me in accurately. They have not done so great at that in the past, so I'm just going to
Start our descent. Everything will be okay.
cruise right along here there while they talk about my descent. Again, we're looking for runway 18. Never been to this runway before. I've also seen getting into some of the planes where they're supposed to have this virtual reality view inside of the cockpit, like this guy right here, and it's just that two-tone blue and brown. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit further than that. Waypoint right here is India Bravo 18 Zulu. We're gonna overshoot that a little bit and come in on my own terms. I am the pilot in command, so that's what we're doing. I think I can bring this aircraft down maybe another 500 feet while I'm thinking about it. Let's come down to a clean 6. Get that vertical speed. Something nice and low and slow, like maybe 200 per. Not really worried if I gain a little bit of airspeed right now. I got plenty of time to slow this bird down. Planning on doing another free flight here coming up pretty soon. I haven't really decided where we're going yet, but I think, again, I keep talking about going somewhere tropical, and then we get distracted with a place like Finland looking for moose on top of a ski jump. Still good times, but I think it needs to be somewhere tropical. And I might even go alligator hunting somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. I think that would be a pretty interesting little endeavor. I'm going to cruise up the Amazon in some of those subsidiaries. See if we can't go alligator hunting. I'm going to be Crocodile Dundee for a day, you know? Hey, mate. Sorry. I'll stop with the impressions. Bring that speed just a little bit faster. Start to bring this thing down. So you take that altitude selected, go to 4,000. Let's go 45. Even start a little bit of a turn here. Bring that airspeed down.
SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 90810. You are 900 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 6,500 feet QNH 101 tree.
Climb and maintain 6,500 foot SAR. Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 90810.
Sorry, I will not follow your instructions, even though I told you I will. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yep, here we go. The music references right back to it. Wouldn't take long, I knew it.
SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 90810. You are 20 miles north of Chambry. Contact Chambry Tower on 118. Tree when inbound.
Thank you very much for getting the ATC back on track. See, then that's why I don't necessarily pay attention to them, because eventually it just sort of catches back up.
Chambry Tower SER Heli 241 India Mike Niner 810, 19 miles north inbound ILS Zulu runway, 18 approach.
SAR Heli 240, 1 India Mike Sierra Niner 810 Channel Tower. QNH 101 tree, cleared ILS Zulu runway.
Our vertical speed seems to be dropping us below, and we're in a little bit of an oscillation right now, so I'm going to disengage autopilot altogether. We're going to acknowledge our entry, and we're just going to start flying. Could be because I was getting a little bit low on speed there. I did let that sink down pretty well. Eight nautical miles out to the airport. I could probably do a little bit more than 100 knots. What do you think? I am noticing the trim is all of a sudden wanting to go straight nose up. I haven't button mapped any trim on this lately, but we still got the wheel here. So let's come in and apply some trim. Trim, triminy, trim, triminy, trim, trim, to true. Okay, too far. I do it too much, though. I really do. I was gonna wait in I want to make sure that I feather the prop back on this thing. I don't know how long this airfield is. I haven't really paid too much attention to the EFB on that information. Old school, hand flying the Caravan. Trying to get more search and rescue missions. Who has the search and rescue on their airline? That's what I need to know. How did you do it? Has any of us made that much money? Because that's going to take some coin. Not just to purchase the aircraft, but that initial payment of the insurance, and if you're not in a position to be able to afford that insurance and flying on a consistent basis, man, who done it? And if you haven't gone to the forums pages and voted, I would highly suggest that you get involved in doing that. You can go over to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums page where we are logging the bugs that we are finding within the career mode and simulator. And they are addressing each one of those reports based off of the popularity of that bug report. So if it has a high amount of votes, that's the one that's going to be resolved first. And so far, we all know that search and rescue and helicopters has never been one of Microsoft Flight Sim's babies. That's the fixed wing side of things. So of course that is getting more attention, but join me in trying to get our search and rescue votes up there so we can get these issues fixed sooner. A lot of the bugs that I'm running into kind of go between both the fixed wing career mode and helicopter career mode. So there is a pretty good amount of overlap, and again, those are server-side patches that they can put through that don't necessarily require something as large as a world update. But go vote. Your vote matters. Uncle Sam, no, I'm just kidding. Never mind. I digress. Looks like we got a pretty sizable runway. We shouldn't have any real issues with this. I am a little bit fast right now, 154. Also way below what they think is a glide slope, that's for sure. Coming down pretty fast. I think we should start leveling this off. Go ahead and make sure we get some landing lights on here. Right there, we see those on upper left-hand corner of our instrument panel. Give this thing a little bit more trim to help us out with some controls. Speed's coming down nicely. I should be able to engage that first level of the flaps. And this is all about unlocking those search and rescue missions. The fact that I've had to fly so many of these fixed wing missions is extremely frustrating, but here we are.
SAR Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 9er 810, wind calm. Cleared to land runway 18.
Thank you very much.
Cleared to land runway 18 SAR. Heli 241 India. Mike, Sierra 9er 810.
Calm conditions today. The water's not moving much.
Patient okay for landing, but be quick and smooth. It's serious there.
Khalid, please keep your seatbelt buckled.
I think I've only landed this aircraft twice in 2024, just trying to get ready for today's stream. So we are going to see how this plays out. I might make our patient a little more dead than he already is. I suppose that would be considered dead to the world. Slow approach coming in here, though. That's for sure. Doing everything I can to keep them safe, keep our crew safe, keep that money up there where it should be, keep that reputation level staying in that S where I want it. Start bringing it down a little bit more here. Almost at that flaps indent. There we go. A little bit of a flop as those came out. See what she looks like. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Haven't got a call from ATC about being on. Yeah, there we go. Where's my final call? You're gonna do this to me too? Thanks a lot. Let's get back into this landing. I would have to call that money.
SAR Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 9er 810, turn next taxiway.
Put her down nice and gentle. How you doing, Bob? He's good. I didn't even catch his name. Is his name Bob? What was his name? Marty McFly? As I just go speed racing down the center of the runway.
SAR Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 9er 810.
I heard you the first time, woman. I'm I'm also very curious to see just how profitable missions like this will wind up to be once they are on an airline working for themselves in the background. And you put a couple of these aircraft out there. I haven't feathered my props yet. Should probably get that done. I'm speed racing. I was talking about it, but I didn't do it.
118. Tree for SER Heli 241.
Yeah, the physics on the ground with this aircraft seem to be an issue, and this is something that Air Bossman was experiencing last night in one of his flights too. The physics are fine once you're in the air,
Chambry ground CR,
but
Heli
once you're on the
241
ground,
India,
it becomes
Sierra
this
90810,
stuttering mess.
request taxi to parking.
SCR Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 981.
We're gonna let these oh, what? Yeah, I left the stand a little too soon. How about this? Alt and I'm skipping. I'm there. Let's see. Did we unlock anything or not? Personally, my vote is going to go towards no.
Smooth and easy. Thanks to you, Pierre will arrive on time for treatment.
Woo! Man, that camera inside here. That'd be nice if we get some kind of like unload graphic, but I'll take just a mission success. First medevac mission in the books. 100% for the patient's health. Procedure compliance 76. Smoothing landless of 91. Smoothing landness? That's great. I'll take the A for the first time around. 2 radio communications lost because Microsoft. I digress. Not a bad take. 15.3. I can handle that. Except the reputation bonus, of course, can't handle that. All the way up to level 104. Moving right along. I can't even wait. Like, the suspense right now is killing me. I just really, I don't feel like there's... Look at... We get more of those missions. Oh, but we don't have the ones that we're already qualified for. Why am I on a search and rescue diet in helicopters? Look at this. Of course, we still get the one down here that we've been doing for days now. Of course, her name is Karen. How apropos is that? Karen's so lost. This is amazing. Well, I honestly believe that that was the result that I was expecting. Hopefully it wasn't the result that you were expecting. Because I need to show everybody out there that, listen, I am fighting to get these bugs fixed. I want you to help me get these bugs fixed. If you have found ways around these bugs on your own, comment, follow along with the live streams, get involved, get in that chat like Nutty Nut over here giving me some suggestions. It's been great having you guys on board. I don't really know what else to do at this point other than to just kind of keep pressing on and making sure that these certifications, I'm going to complete them all eventually. I just want everything in the green. I want it all. And I want it now. Sorry, another music reference on our way through. We've started the companies already. For the all companies here, I've started 2. One is the VIP, another one is cargo. But if we go into try to create a company at this point, the options for eligible companies is still not including search and rescue. Because it says that an aircraft isn't available for purchase, even though I have enough money to open the airline. It's only 40,000 credits. I've got more than enough. If we go into this, you can see that the aircraft is 101,000. So I'm maybe thinking that this system is trying to do the math in the background, and I don't have a combined amount of money between the 101,360 and the, 40,000 we needed to see for search and rescue airline. I think once we put those 2 numbers together for Microsoft, which is why I've spent so much time earning these missions in the background, I'm doing that. Because I have a feeling that should unlock that portion of it, and that should be the major trigger that we need to get to again. And the first time we saw that, it was honestly probably just a fluke. I am going to stick with that. I don't know why I believe it, I just do. It seems to be making some sense to me at this point. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to say, it has been a blast. It has been a ball. That is it. That's all. We're unlocking more search and rescue missions. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you in the next one.